Hello everyone, welcome back to What If Deku Fell and Possessed Saiyans season final. I'm doing a lot of seasons finals for my videos since my series has gone for a while. These all will come back eventually, but I mean, in season 2. Anyways. The last time we left off is a very conflicted Deku, or Sand, you would say. Deku's soul, in this matter of majority of time, yes, even though made it to the, UA, would still feel conflicted upon monster and allies. Monster and humans, conflicted. But eventually, his kindness will come back to him. As kindness was always part of him. Even normally, he was always naturally nice to people. So his natural kindness, and I'll say technically his integrity, I believe, would kind of fuse in more of a kindness standard. And with the human portion, determination still active, Deku will be given a soul of purity. Due to them being his main traits right now. What would be weird is that Deku would feel as if when this happened, how would you say, a weight has been lifted off of his chest, almost. As if all the care that he had, or, any negative emotions just gone. Since this would be the easiest route to go on, yes, unnoticed by anyone else, but I couldn't have them go in any direction from Betty nor Gasser, so I had to make my own route, you would say. And due to the possibilities, Deku has determination and kindness, which makes purity. So yeah, Deku he would still have his blue techniques. Kindness, determination, a couple other things as well. Same with purity. Purity, I don't know much about purity for now. But since I had to get a video out there, I kind of had to rush my information gathering. So yeah. It's been a while since I posted a video, so yeah. Anyways, let's begin. As I'll say they'd be in like apartment, right? I believe either so they're like in some type of warehouse or apartment or house or some sort of thing. I believe I said they were in like I believe they had their own apartment or something. I can't remember. I believe I did say that though. So what would happen is that there'd be two things given. One thing given was a knock at the door. The second was a person, or I'll say person, because it's like one of the teachers personally inviting, welcome to My Hero Academia, the entire scanning thing. Deku would be given the papers for UA, or technically the hologram personally from, who would have, comment down below who you think the person gave Deku the thing was, the invitation to UA was. Yeah. As that follows, there would be many things. First, there'll be, I believe, a 2-week thing. But for, plot convenience, I'll say they got 5 weeks instead of 2 weeks until, school actually starts. So, yes. I'll take every day as if it's own, so Maybe a week or two. Do I have to increase it that much? Because each day is pretty long. As Deku, his abilities will... If you ever seen Angel Deku, like in any other channel of What Ifs, he has like some type of healing ability where he can make like miracles of healing or something. I'll say Deku has that. Like he has some type of like a miracle healing. So yeah. The only problem with the healing though is that on low levels on healing, it will, kind of trade in the damage they take to the healer. But for high levels, it would take, just normal stamina. And eventually, would just take a flick of the wrist to heal a person completely. As Deku, he's already passed like half of that stuff since he's emotionally just there, I guess, at that point. And I mean, due to the team determination, kindness, both gathering together, I guess that would technically decline the entire, drawback of the healing. So yeah. He'd be like a very good healer. Not just that, but he would be like an attacker and defender, or like a medic and attacker almost. He have great defense because he still has his blue abilities. So blue magic, red magic, green magic, and purity magic. Still haven't found out what that was though. Hey, so the plot of it will go more of a slow direction, because I don't actually have anything until next episode. Even so, I might not even have him go to the USJ next episode. So I mean, I'm taking a while to do this What If. Also, if you can tell, I've hit roadblocks in my What Ifs. So yeah, that's why I haven't been posting lately, because I've been thinking how to kind of unblock myself and how the story can go. So what will happen? They would... Oh. I guess it doesn't have anything on the golden soul. Gotcha. Purity soul. Purity. I guess purity will be like a healing based. I don't know. I still gotta think about it. Maybe like a golden soul as well. So. There are many things unknown about this soul. The only things I can know about this are that it has a great healing and it has, decent attack. It's a good healing factor and, unlike other characters from Undertale, Deku would have a regeneration factor. At least. I will have to change some things about his, life. So I'll say, instead of having, one, also he has, 10 health. But, that 10 health is inside, his 1 health. So each, portion, fractions. What, 1/10 of, 1 fraction, practically. So, like that. And, he can regenerate it instantly, depending on, what type of, magic you're using. If you have, absorption magic, you can stop his healing factor. But that's if you can even get close, due to him having, can stop you in your tracks with blue bones, or it can just immediately just attack you using determination. So yeah. Kind of a hard hitter almost, but no, not really. Kind of, I guess a side tank, or not an ace, but I'll say a 10. Or a 8. I guess, maybe a Jax or a King. For like a card rarity, I guess. He's pretty strong, but at the same time, there are many drawbacks, but the drawbacks aren't really nothing. I mean, he'd be, unlike normal Sans, I guess he would be fit. I mean, of course, because, his health and whatnot after the war kind of, made him have, one health. So, what would happen is that there would be many changes to Deku's personality for now. The entire, that normal Sans personality would take over, but at the same time, with Purity, you'd be like a... kind of like... He'd be weird. He'd be like very he'd be very smart, but at the same time, it's weird. I'll explain that as the what if continues. Thanks. What's your name? As you know, insert hero name here. Comment down who it is. As, I guess like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Depending on how I want to go on what if. Deku would be going around the city with Betty and just relaxing, realistically. Of course, he wouldn't give a damn about, other people. Since, he was dealt a bad hand to begin with, so, I mean, yeah. Doesn't like, he's kind of like Betty Nora when it comes to disliking humans, but at the same time, like, not to the point where, murder spree. Like, he dislikes them, but, I mean, if you prove it, kind of like a Kudere, like, they're not nice to you until, you prove them wrong, so, yeah. Which, realistically, a lot of the quirk individuals in My Hero are very egotistical. Oraka, Momo, especially Momo. Not Mina, because I'll say Mina's like one of the rare occasions where her quirk doesn't, make her have a big ego. So she's one of the exceptions off the bat, Mina. I say Froppy's also an exception because she was bullied for her having her quirk. So yeah. Bakugo, he's out of the question because I mean he's the biggest flippin' ego there is. I guess All Might technically counts. Because I would have said no, but he technically did say no to Deku in canon when it's like, no, you can't become hero. So, I mean, yeah, that kind of, got down All Might for me. So, yeah. I do gotta say no to All Might. There's only, like, 3 exceptions I can really see. Mina, Frappe, any males? Nah, because I can't think. Maybe. No, not Todoroki. I was going to say Todoroki, but Todoroki has his dad issues, which kind of gives him a big ego. And then I would have said Ida, but Ida has that entire, oh, do you not know who my family is? That chop, chop, chop in here, so yeah. I was gonna say Shinzo, but Shinzo's also kind of arrogant as well. Dang, where are, like, there's like, think. I'll say there's like maybe 1-2 instances that I haven't thought of that are probably like, I'll say, Sugar Rush, I believe his name was. Or Sugar Crush. I can't remember what the dude's name was. His hero name was. But the dude, what was his name? The dude who makes sweets and whatnot. He's an exception as well. Because his character, he's more of like, yes, he uses his quirk, like, to a very great degree, but at the same time, it's not, making him an ego. So yeah, he's also an exception. Y'all might disagree, but I mean, if you think about the facts that are there, you can agree on where I'm coming from. So yeah. Anyways, Let's see what I can think of. Oh, Sato, I believe his name was Sato. Who else? There's very little people that kind of bypass Deku's morals, which are just the people who don't, get egos from their quirks. I'll say, nah, because Kendo also kind of, Kendo does also have an ego as well. Maybe like a 1-2 in class 1B maybe. But even so, they're not fully there. They're like halfway. So yeah, Deku's gonna be. He's gonna be secretive. Not just that, but he's gonna hide a lot of things. Also, due to him being very lazy, he would kind of hide the rest of his abilities. Kind of just use the the basic blue abilities with some kindness here and there, just a hint of kindness. Of course, I'm not gonna tell anyone what his abilities are because I mean that's kind of dumb since it's not a quirk. So I mean, yeah, technically it is, but I mean, souls are just I guess quirks are just evolutions of souls. Which, in fact, isn't an evolution, but kind of a down evolving. So kind of like a reverse evolution, almost. Because from Deku's standpoint, first of all, souls are a lot more cooler than flipping quirks. Just facts. Just saying, you can do a lot more things with souls than you can do with quirks. Because, mention, a lot of, quirks are useless. No matter what soul you have, you're gonna have something awesome. So I mean, you can have like kindness for all that cares. And that's way better than flipping recovery girl. Like out of context, just way better. Why? Because if you lose an arm, then the Toe Universe. I mean, depending on how low your health is. I mean, if you're dead, I mean, you can't really heal them. I mean, if you're still alive and you lose an arm, I mean, kindness can heal you. Just saying, just if of course you have strong enough like flipping cross Sandra or whatnot, like cross Chara, just glitches, stay alive and just practically, heal yourself after death. So yeah, kind of like that. So kind of cracked. Not gonna lie, kind of cracked. So those have a lot more uses than quirks. Just saying. But all for 1-1 for bro, cross Chara can easily wipe out both of them. Not just saying. Why would I say that? Gatsuga Tensho. They practically have a Gatsuga Tensho. Not just that, but they can flip and out blitz this man All Might. And can this man All Might go on the flipping speed of light? No. Get out of here, bro. And it's only in battles though. So I mean, yeah. Kind of like a battle mode where, you can, surpass your limits, but only in battle mode, kind of. So, yeah, that's why I'm not, having Deku zoom through, the city, just the speed of light. So, yeah. It can only happen when you're being attacked, either that or, you're kind of attacking someone. So, yeah. So, I mean, yes, they are a monster, and human souls are technically stronger than, monster souls, but, I mean, there are a lot of exceptions, especially in the Undertale universe, where, monster souls are stronger than human souls, just saying. Like 404, Error, just a bunch of, Sans, and not just that, but, monster souls are way stronger than human souls. Just imagine if Error was just there in the war, he can easily pull out his, just line. As something just drops from the sky. This man just pulls it, everyone dies right then and there. Just, nah, bro. That's practically the power of Error. And yes, I'm naming a lot of godly entities right now, but I mean, technically, he is an instance of, guess godly. I mean, he's more of a demigod since there are, stronger opponents that are stronger than, Error and, Ink and Dream and Nightmare. With, 404 Error, which is technically like adoptive father towards Error. Infected. I guess Crossgaster would count, but I mean, technically not, since he kind of fused with Ink, so I mean, no, but yes. That's a bargain, I can say. That's a bargain. But I'll for now, I say no. Any person who has the ability to kind of has a decent amount of power scales, I'll give them, stronger than human souls. Because, I mean, realistically, if it was an actual war, like, present, not in the past, but, present, things like, just the people and, the AUs, like, who thing? Top of my head. Like, bravery, nah, not bravery. Like, just a different amount of Saiyans. And it's not only Saiyans, it's like Undying and other things as well, who can be stronger than humans. And due to, humans over the years not really able to use magic and, them kind of evolving into quirks, or de-evolving, I guess, into quirks, they kind of became... Quirks are just, a portion instead of, the person absorbing, using their entire being to, compact magic. They kind of only use a portion of their soul instead of using the entire soul. So, yeah. And I'll say the only exceptions for the entire soul would have to be All for One and One for All. Yes, I mean, technically they still use portions of the souls, but they're the closest to using their full souls, technically, if we want to get closest to there. But even so, they're not using their full souls anymore, at least not like their ancestors. So, yeah. As there would be, how would you say, right now, there would be more of an informational thing right now, kind of to pass the time, until, start of, UA, practically. Yeah, there'd be very few people that Sans would talk to, very few, in fact. I mean, yes, he would talk to, everyone else, but I mean, kind of... yes, he has his own abilities, but he doesn't let his abilities go to his head. So, he doesn't talk trash about people. Even if he knows for a fact he's stronger than you. He won't rub it in your face and, talk trash. Like, practically everyone who has strong abilities. So, yeah. No matter how weak you are, he never talks trash. Nor, anything negative about any other. In fact, he says that if you work hard enough, you can even surpass him. Which, yes, because, kind of a person who kind of brings himself down, but, brings others up. Which is kind of, the main thing of purity. So, yeah. It doesn't, affect Sans negatively or Deku negatively, since, he's gone through worse, a lot worse. So, yeah. I'll say the only one who actually activates their full soul is one person in general. But that person wouldn't be, introduced until, episode 10, maybe? Episode 12? I don't know, because I don't know how long I'm going to make the arcs. So, I maybe add them, kind of have the arcs earlier, or a certain arc earlier, but besides that, nothing else. I may, scramble the arcs, just in general, scramble them all together. Have, the forest before, the, training, maybe, just have them random locations, honestly, just random plots. Deku. I'll say he's like Groby or something. Because I'll say like Groby's like one of the few people he talks to. Just that grill bees. And just relaxing. So yeah. He relaxes and just... it's great to relax once in a while. No monsters, no humans talking to you, just absolute silence. No one talking on how strong their quirks are. No egos, no nothing. Peaceful. Very peaceful. Yeah, that's not gonna last. That's not gonna last at all. Why? Because this man about a... Asgore ordered someone to kind of get Deku. Why? Because Deku... he's... yes, they technically did, release the, entire kingdom thing, but I mean... loyalty is still a thing, so I mean, yes, they'll still see, Asgore as a king. Some differences here and there. What would they order him to do with him? Obviously, they want, Deku's other souls he has in his chest. Not actual chest, but, wooden chest. Why? Because Deku wouldn't want godly-like power, knowing that if he does absorb all these souls, he would become a god. And he would decline the offer, of course. He would decline, handing the souls over. Why? They're not Asgore's, they're his, literally. They're literally every soul that there is in the chest says Deku's name. Property of Sans, or whatever. Practically, or Sans or Gaster or whatever it says. So yeah, he would decline the offer straight up. And guess who's coming? Haha! They would send the most two Royal Knights. Technically now, would be Chara and Fisk. We know how this is gonna go down. There's gonna be a brawl. People are gonna get hurt, and it's gonna be fun. As time passes, Deku, he got that that flag button, on him. So he kind of he on the fence right now. Kind of just okay. I know when they're coming for me, but I don't know when. I know why. I mean, wait, hold up. I know that they're coming for me, but I don't know when it's gonna happen. Which realistically, not gonna lie, they kind of used Mettaton to kind of track down Deku. So yeah. Kind of a cheeky way, but I mean, yeah. Footprints and whatnot. Scanning. So yeah. Deku don't like this because, I mean, it's his souls and, as you said, this will, the quirk portion, or, not like a quirk, but, something like it, kind of, if you take a soul from someone, it's literally kind of taking away something from, a person, or, kind of making a hole in, their soul, practically. Which, yes, Deku is technically still connected to his souls. So he does the only thing that he knows what to do with them. He destroys them, of course. Why? A, Asgore doesn't become a god. 2, he doesn't become a god. Second, yes, he may be hollow, but the souls that he has in his body will make it up for it. And he can also kind of make more. Because, I mean, yes, he can still, technically create souls, with his emotions. He can just, I mean, he can replicate most of them. No, I say he wouldn't destroy the souls, but I say he kind of hides them with a person he knows. What do I mean by that? Let's just say Gaster has presence, or is given a present to hide some sort. So yeah, he kind of. Oh, he also doesn't leave them all with Gaster. He has Betty Nora eat some, not enough to kind of give her two, not flipping an entire sack, because I mean technically make her a god, which. Betty Nor, evil, God, yeah, no. I'm not giving her like 6 souls. I mean, technically 5. That'd be like, nah, because I believe she doesn't technically absorb them, but more of the lions eat them for nutrients and other things like that. Yes, she does become stronger, but not in the ways monsters do. So yeah. She'll, eat like 2 souls, which are technically like fusion souls, so yeah. He gives some to Gaster. I'll say he gives some to Ink, cause I mean, yeah. I mean, he'll give some to Air as well, so kind of separate them through the entire multiverse. So yeah. So if he ever needs them, he can hey you got that soul I gave you? Like, I bet I got you. So yeah. I'll say he also give one to Crush Shark, cause I'll say they eventually meet up. Just traveling with Error or like Nightmare, one of them. Aren't they evil? I mean, they've seen what Deku can do with the souls, and he knows if Deku really wanted to, he can become a god right then and there. He can just I bet, just use his mind or he can manipulate. The dangerous thing about Deku is that he can manipulate his emotions to the point where he can make multiple souls at once. What do I mean by that? Kind of like the Omnitrix, but it's his brain. So if he really wanted to, he can become a god right then and there. What do I mean by that? With a strong enough emotion, like pain, misery, suffering, kindness, integrity, bravery, and all the other stuff, he can practically make those just out of his remaining willpower. Like, realistically, yes, it would take him stamina to, create them, but I mean, in return, you practically get more power, so I mean, yeah. Deku's very terrifying. Also, that's also why Error doesn't try to fight Deku, because he knows Deku is easily just... Yes, Error technically does have that, ace up his hole, but I mean... Can't be really ace if this man can just summon the Soul of Honor, practically just make purple magic, copy his stuff, use it against him, and practically kill him with his own ability. So yeah, Error don't want that practically. Even so, you can say he limits himself, or kind of restrains himself a lot. Like, when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. Like, he restrains himself to the point where he can become more than a god, honestly. The only souls that aren't in his possession are, I'll say, either for reasons or certain souls. But even so... Actually, there wouldn't be any souls he can't touch, because, I mean, he can get a black soul from kind of hate, get a white soul from, technically not just being a monster, but, technically has all the traits. So, I mean, yeah. So he limits himself to the point where he's not a god. He has, the opportunity to become a one, but he declines it, because, I mean... kind of like when Punch Man kind of gets boring after, you're able to defeat everyone. So he chose purity most of the time. Which technically isn't his permanent soul, but I mean, human souls are red, or most of them at least, with more determination than others. The basic souls are like red for humans. Or, yeah, probably. The normal colors of monsters are white for monsters. Or like the basics of them. So yeah. Actually, nothing. You can probably become like what was it? The Ultimate Sans or something. And the thing is, unlike the what was his name? The Ultimate Sans, how he has all the voices in his head, like Chara, Frisk, all the past souls he kind of absorbed. Unlike that, since it is Deku's soul, he doesn't have that drawback. So he can use his full power at like 100% if he wanted to. But there's no fun. Also, once there's a god, there must be something to counteract to that. Meaning that if there's good or evil, there will be always something to counteract it. Kind of like yin yang type of thing. Meaning that Deku, he don't want like fight a person who can just obliterate everything. So yeah. So you can kind of say he's kind of like, if you mess him up or if you make him try or anything like, if you're a real threat to not just him but the multiverse, he can easily just snap his fingers like the Infinity Gauntlet and just become God, meaningly. So yeah, pretty overpowered. But the thing is, the other reason why he doesn't do it is because once he does it, he can't turn back. He can't. Like once you become a god, you can't reverse it. Also, it also messes up kind of permanently, changes your personality and whatnot. That's why Deku kind of he holds himself back, because if it needs to be done, it can be done, but he kind of doesn't do it for multiple reasons. And he can always get his soul back just by like a snap. But if certain people like Ink or other people knew, they're kind of like, hey, you want to join the resistance against error? I'm like, bro, I'm in the middle of good and evil. If I become good, there'll be a counteraction evil version of me. If I choose bad, then same thing happens. There'll be a good version of me. It's best if I choose none or stay in the line of both, practically. So yeah, kind of, yes, he is selfish, but if you think about it, not really, because just if he does choose a side, he does technically make another problem, which is his counterpart or evil version or good version of himself, where he has to fight them. So yeah, kind of making more problems for people, like infected, practically. Infected or like some other overpowered Sans, like Bill Cipher Sans or whatever. Anyways, let's continue on the story, which it has been, I say, like a week and like some change. So Deku has like 3 days or so left to kind of just chillax until he kind of gotta go to UA. So yeah. Just relaxing, realistically. He's a pretty chill dude. He still has the same personality, just slight tweaks to his personality. He still keeps his souls. He can just kind of summon them. Because, if you're able to create souls, why not just summon them to your, being, I guess. So, yeah. Kind of simple. So, he kind of just relaxes and waits until, he gotta go. Not just that, but kind of have to prevent people from knowing, normal humans from knowing, the multiverse is a thing. Yeah, and I'm practically the center of it. I could probably just kill people on the spot and just practically reset it all. So, yeah. Yeah, people are gonna have mass panic, not just that, but Deku, he's like in that he's in this chair right now. Like his throne at that point. Like in the center of everything is just him. sitting on a throne practically on the end of the day. He just waits for someone to challenge him. Just, I dare you. You will be wiped from this reality just altogether. Like, just, I dare you kind of way. That's why he's not egotistical, because he doesn't have the power go to his head. That's specifically why he chooses souls that specifically resigned for him. So, yes, it may change his personality, but not to a great degree. Just a little tweak to his personality. Which, just to wait until I add some other characters in that are actually able to kind of, challenge his rule, practically. Anyways, yeah. Deku would be walking, and Benino would be walking to you about now. Yeah, about. Secrets are also kept on both sides of parties. Deku's side and, Benino's side. They both have secrets from each other. For reasons, of course. What are these secrets that I am saying, and why are they important? For future purposes, of course. Just future purposes. And by now, Deku opens the door. Doesn't, talk about, how big the door is, just goes in. Walks, sits down, kind of just relaxes, apparently. Because to him, everything has a limit, practically. Yes, even if, you may be powerful, infinite power, you'll always have a limit towards someone else. Meaning that no matter what you do, there's always someone else who can counteract you. Kind of like a Uno reverse card. That's always there. So yeah. And the thing was that there'd always be this noise on the back of Deku's head. That's kind of like a ultimatum. What do I mean by that? I've explained everything before, so yeah, don't gotta explain it again. And after everything is done and said, the quirk exam begins. Deku with his pockets hands in his pockets, just relaxes. Did I say they got first place? No, I don't think so. If they did, then I'll say they go for like 5th or something. Like, yes, they took a... Wait, yeah, okay, I do remember. No, they didn't. I didn't rank them purposely for this, I think. Because all I said is that, getting points left and right, like 80-ish, a decent amount of points. But I didn't really spectate the final result. All I said is that, Beninour got stuck under a boulder. Reasons, can't get out. Deku kind of obliterated the 0-pointer. And yeah, practically, kind of ended off right there. So yeah. As the begins, there will be this interesting concept. Aizawa would feel something from, he would see Deku, see reasonings in behind his, He would look at Deku. He would sense something different about Deku. Like, besides everyone else, he would sense something besides Deku. He would sense something in Deku. He doesn't know what it is, but he would sense something. As Deku could, do what he is. Oh yeah, also Kirishima's also the other exception. I forgot. Because, not mattering how much shade you put on Kirishima, I don't see a way he's not, worthy of, flippin' purity. Cause like Kirishima's Kirishima. Like that's all I gotta say. With the most manliest stuff. So yeah. As they begin the examination, and Deku, he would get pretty far. Of course, for reasons, he would kind of prove a lot of people wrong on his looks, because people would think, you know, he doesn't have that strong of a quirk. He looks like it, but all people would know that, you know, one of these two got, you know, like a decent proportion. They would see potential in them. Deku would, you know, if he wanted to, he can get #1 by himself without, you know, any restraints. And that's just, you know, purity on its own. Not using, you know, any other interference, just using his own soul, practically. If I really wanted to, I can beat everyone here. Purposes, though, I stay alone and stick with the shadows. No information gets in, no information gets out. Practically what Deku's thinking. Of course, though, there are things that do happen that Deku was not expecting. People do, you know, get a decent amount. I guess reasoning, they do get, you know, a bit stronger or, you know, a bit higher. Everyone does get a bit higher as in canon. But besides that, there'll be no bigger changes. So yeah. Deku throws a ball. Just comment down below how far do you think he got. You know, everyone else. Just saying everyone's power set is at least. The ones without a physical quirk, I'll say, got like 100 to like 200, 300 more in their points. For reasonings, not just that, but you know, souls kind of enhance the body as well. Or, you know, the stronger the body, the stronger the soul. Something like that. So yeah. And that is where I end this video.